Hey everybody, this is XF again, and I will be bringing you guys another one of my replays. And this time it's a 2v2. This is actually the first 2v2 that I've shoutcasted. This is going to be the first 2v2 that I'm shoutcasting. Now this game isn't particularly special in any way. I guess it's more like common stuff that people use, common strategies that people use in the StarCraft 2 beta uh, for silver rank players. Now let me do the introductions. On the left, on the upper left corner of the map is Noodle, which is allied with Hubi. So that's Zerg and Protoss versus my friend, my very good friend Gigi. Actually, this is not his name, but that's his nickname. So, against my very good friend Gigi, he plays as random, and he spawned as Protoss this time, and myself, which I've spawned as Zerg. So it's going to be a PZ versus PZ, or ZP, which way do you like it? From what I've seen from this match is that our player here, Noodle, is quite a good player because his APM stayed above 100 through most of the match until the end. So now let's look at our builds. I actually went for a 10 pull, and my friend here went for a normal 14 or 13 gateway at his entrance. Now, what I like about my friend is that he always uses this strategy. He blocks off his ramp, not on the upper ledge, but on the other ledge of it. Which, some of you may say, "What? That's just stupid. That doesn't make any sense." But it's really not that bad of a strategy, especially if you're on a map like this, which has a really wide entrance to our natural expansions. So now let's see what our guys was doing. Ruby went for a 2 gate, and his teammate here, Noodle, had his 8 Zerglings up, which was really good from him, because I've said this guy is probably a pro player, because I was just coming in with my Zerglings, because I always like to rush with Zerglings. If you're a weak player and you get rushed by Zerglings and you lose, I'm sorry, it's not my fault because I'm playing Zerg, it is yours because you cannot defend against it. Especially if you're a Protoss and you leave such a big opening right here. He made two gateways, but he just left a lot of open space right there for my Zerglings to just whoosh in here and start working on these probes. At least the guy had the decency to move his probes when he saw all of my Zerglings, which was a really good move from him. I have to give him credit for that. So his friend came in with his Zerglings, but I think he's going to lose that. Yes, I just had another 3 of them, but yeah, sadly 3 Zerglings in the red are not a big threat to anybody. He could have just took all of those probes and pointed them at my Zerglings, then they would have been dead in the next second. So a little bit of micro from me here, look like this, 200 APM. That's just very rare for me. And yeah, I was just running around this guy's base, trying to find out as much as I can, trying to keep him stressed out, because I've seen now an interesting strategy. I kept building these Zerglings, and I thought that, well, hey, if I harassed the first guy and his ally came to his help, then maybe he left all of his defense in his ally's base. But sadly he didn't, or he was just making more. But still, I kept him off his game for a couple of seconds. And look at the macro from this guy. This guy is really good. I mean, he constantly keeps over 100 APM, which is really hard for anybody. So at this point in the game, we saw that they were pretty good, and we decided to turtle up a bit. And this is my friend's idea of turtling up. Actually, this isn't one of his normal builds. This was just done now. I don't know exactly why. He must have thought that it would be pretty hard to kill all of these cannons. Look at these 7 cannons right here with 4 pylons. That's pretty hard to destroy. and what he said right there was, I'm going air, because he loves building carriers and air units for the Protoss, which are really good. And then I said that okay, I'm going for the Roach Warren and another hatchery, not at my expansion, because I feared a quick attack from a quick counter from our opponents here, which they tried to do, I guess, but I don't know. Look at that, they just turned back. Maybe they would have had a chance, I'm not sure. You know, picking these cannons one by one, all up there. I'm not that sure. Although I was going to be building some roaches in the near future. Now let's see our income. So income wise, you can see that even though let's see the lost units, even though I've lost 550 minerals worth of zerglings, both of these guys lost almost the same amount just trying to defend my attack, and they got stalled in their economy because, you know, red was just pumping up some drones before I started talking about it, and blue was already hurting from our attacks. So now, nothing too special until now, just a couple of Ling rushes and responses, and now Noodle is getting his expansion, his natural. My friend also getting his natural. You know, for a Protoss, he loves getting his second Nexus up really fast, which can be good, but can also be really bad if you might miss if you're not paying attention to your enemy and what he has. So let's go back to the APM right now. As you may see, Noodle is constantly staying at 100 APM, which is really good, even for a Silver League player. Also, I have to mention that me and my friend Gigi, we are ranked together as a team in the Silver League on the European servers, of course, as fourth. So we're fourth on the rankings, which isn't that good, but I don't know, maybe we'll get lucky and go to the Gold League. Who knows? I really hope so. So this was his strategy. He built a Void Ray and he said, I have to harass somebody's economy, and he thought about the Zerg, which was a good idea from him, but sadly our Zerg here wasn't a noob. He knew what he was doing, he knew what he had to do, and look at this, he already had Hydralisk on the way, and that saved his ass right now, as my friend's Void Ray was much too slow to actually do any kind of damage. And sadly, I've actually told this guy, because I was looking at this, if I'm correct. Yeah, I was looking at it, and I was just shouting to him, dude, pay attention, your Void Ray is getting killed. But I don't know what happened. He wasn't that he didn't pay that much of an attention. Now what I started doing, as you may see right here, I started sending my overlords all over the maps to the expansions. This helps you a lot, meaning that if one of your opponents is trying to get an extra expo, then you'll know about it and you'll probably be able to react in time before he gets those annoying photon cannons, or before he gets some, I don't know, some defenses over there, and it gets really harder to destroy it. So this guy was going for a Zergling and Hydralisk build, which isn't that bad. I usually recommend it for most Zerg players. The thing is about it is that, you know, if you're really good at microing mutas, for example, sorry, then you really should be building your mutas and trying to harass your opponent's economy with them. But that takes a lot of practice and a lot of experience, I have to admit. Now our other friend here, Hubi, actually our other opponent here, Hubi, wasn't paying that much of an attention to his macro, but I'm going to talk a bit about that in the next part of this replay, so stay tuned.